Joining us now, NBC News correspondent Dasha Burns in New York City. You know about what Angie's been talking about. The big blue right down the middle, the right side of the country, big red on the left-hand side. This is not about college football, but when we look at how blue it is at the moment, it's been cold in New York City. The death count has unfortunately gone up in just the last day, about 20, if we're counting in New York City. Excuse me, in New York State specifically. What are we seeing right now in terms of how this all happened, how folks were passing? And as we know, some of the stories have been really daunting.
Yeah, just completely devastating, Richard, especially when you think about what this past weekend was supposed to be for so many families, which is a time of celebration, a time of togetherness. And instead, some families are getting that devastating news that some of their loved ones did not make it through this storm. It just hit so hard in New York State, especially in the Erie County area, the area surrounding Buffalo. We know that the death toll there is at least 18. And as you talked about, look, these rescue efforts are still ongoing, so it's possible that that number is going to get higher. We know that within just the last hour or so, Governor Kathy Hochul of New York did have a phone call with President Biden. She tweeted that announcement saying that the president promised to approve a request for a federal emergency disaster declaration. It's likely that this state is going to need some of that additional help. These next few days are going to be critical as the rescue efforts continue. There are still abandoned cars on the road, still downed power lines. There are rescuers trying to get to homes, to areas that they haven't yet been able to reach. And thousands, tens of thousands, at least 14,000 people in that Erie County area are still without power. And my goodness, it is cold here in New York City right now. It's going to remain pretty chilly and freezing temperatures up in that area as well. I want you to take a listen to what the governor had to say earlier today.
We have been through a lot of wars together. And this blizzard is the one for the ages. Certainly it is the blizzard of the century. I was at the Buffalo Police Garage talking to them personally about their experiences going into homes, going into vehicles, and too many tragic times finding people who did not survive the experience. And I want them to know that we know that it's difficult work to do. And they're grieving inside, as we all are, for the families who are getting the horrible, heartbreaking news that their loved ones succumbed to the storm over the last day or two.
And Richard, what we're hearing over and over again from folks is that this is unlike anything they've ever seen. And boy, you know Buffalo, New York, they know snow, they know wind, they know tough winters. So to hear that from those folks, it means this was really a once-in-a-lifetime kind of storm, Richard.
Dasha, thank you so much with the very latest there in New York City, again, on this frigid storm that has come through over the holiday weekend. Thank you.